In the future, a mysterious group has locked millions of people in bunkers, forcing them to become bloggers and conduct endless streams in order to survive.
Why us? Who were we before all this?
A young man wakes up in the middle of a dark room, not knowing where he is and how he got there. Initially, he checks the walls, looking for an exit, but there isn't one. Then he sees a monitor turned on displaying the word share. He tries typing in different words related to exit, but the computer rejects them and prompts him to share again. He agrees, and a live stream starts immediately. The man attempts to ask for help, mentioning he can't stay since he has a dog at home that needs care and he's thirsty with no water around. He tries to communicate this to the computer, and then a buy option appears, but he has no money and is confused about how to purchase water. Soon, he realizes real people are watching his live stream, but he's unsure what to show them. So, he starts making faces but accidentally falls and cries out in pain, asking for help. The viewership spikes and people begin sending him donations in a strange currency, allowing him to buy things. But initially, he can only afford a bowl of dog food, which pops out from a compartment in the wall. Upset and unable to return the food, he starts eating it, even imitating dog sounds. This act boosts his views and donations further, enabling him to buy clothes, which turn out to be for women. At night, overpowered by his situation, he cries. But then, gathering his spirits, he begins a new stream where he dances, performs acrobatics, and entertains his audience in various ways. Eventually, he manages to get a t-shirt and an inflatable mattress. Over time, he acquires a complete set of clothes and shaving tools. Days go by, and the man enjoys a big meal and some drinks, then tries to smash the monitor. But all he achieves is suspending the live streams. He frantically apologizes to the computer, but it stays silent. Feeling defeated, he begs to be released, eventually crying and begging for another opportunity. At his lowest point, as he lies on the floor awaiting the end, the monitor suddenly turns back on, displaying the same room he's in. Another man appears on the screen, explaining there were system issues, but now he's connected to a network where he can talk to others bloggers in his situation. This man dives into explaining the New World Order, shifting rapidly from one subject to another, overwhelming the young man. One day, while listening to the man on the screen, he hears a cough. He accidentally finds a cooking show. He realizes that each number corresponds to someone's channel, where trapped people share skills ranging from pet care and makeup to personal wellness. A female athlete grabs his interest. Later, he finds a man talking about near-death experiences, while he keeps up his acrobatic shows to earn donations. After an unsuccessful flip, he lies on his bed and the older man asks him to buy food since his time is valuable. Once the young man fulfills his request, the man points out their numbers. The young man is number 14, while the man is 639-5873. Does the young man truly believe he arrived here before him? Everyone in the network is trying to figure out who trapped them here. There are theories about aliens in outer space, and one boy has convinced everyone that they are in a dream state undergoing a test. However, the man believes that bloggers have trapped themselves in their own world. He was once married to a celebrity whom the young man also admires. They reminisce about her songs and sing them together as a duet. At night, the young man tunes into the channel of a girl who practices yoga and sends her a donation after being captivated by her. In the morning, the young man purchases furniture for himself and continues his conversation with the man, who continues to enlighten him. You can't remain stagnant here, as the viewers will stop loving you and won't contribute. Therefore, you must grow and diversify your content. The young man starts to delve into different styles, trying his hand at stand-up comedy, physical exercises, cooking, singing, and magic tricks. And that's not all. This attracts a new audience and more donations. At night, he now does gymnastics with the girl he likes, and then he buys medicine for the man. However, while attempting to make the purchase, he makes a mistake and ends up in a room where a woman is showering. In that moment, she is outraged by such a bold intrusion and considers him a kidnapper. The young man struggles to explain that he is also a prisoner. She suggests establishing rules, and the man joins their conversation. The woman asks him about the duration of his time in the bunker and hopes that someone has attempted to escape. The young man recalls how he hit the monitor, which clearly displeased their captors. The woman believes they should analyze these incidents and find a vulnerability in the system. The young man mentions the idea of escape, which immediately triggers a decrease in donations, indicating the presence of security measures. The woman is confused about the purpose of their situation. If their captors wanted to punish them, They could have simply locked them up and left them to die without any provisions. However, they are being fed and provided with comfort. The question that arises is why them? And who were they before all of this? The young man admits that he wasn't someone important, but he now has the opportunity to live a much better life here. He comes up with a clever sock show to entertain the viewers, which brings joy to the man and increases the donations. One day, he surprises the woman with a shower curtain as a gift, but she becomes angry because she values her independence. In the following days, the young man starts teaching people how to draw, even though he himself cannot draw. The lessons turn out to be humorous, with him posing as the model. The viewers enjoy this, and the young man uses the donations to buy furniture for his room. Eventually, the woman can no longer bear the situation and suggests starting a revolution, urging everyone else to rise up. This leads to a heated argument among the trio, as the man believes that they have a better life here than before. That night, the old man falls ill and experiences a severe coughing fit, followed by a seizure that leaves him unable to move, causing his face to press against the monitor. The young man reaches out to all the subscribers for help, hoping that someone might know what to do in such a situation. The woman is navigating the computer, trying to find a menu, but accidentally hits a button that sets the man's room on fire. Powerless, he is consumed by flames under her watch, plunging both into deep sorrow. Communication halts between them for a period. However, one night, the man reaches out, assuring her that she isn't to blame for the tragedy. To lift her spirits, he performs for her. During this exchange, she expresses a desire to drink. They order alcohol and reflect on their last moments of freedom, puzzled about how they ended up in their current predicament. Suddenly, a wave of dancing sweeps through the cells. They recall an elderly man, with the young man mentioning he still hears his voice. He then acknowledges she might be onto something, that there could be others capable of finding and using hidden functions in the system, visible only to them. By collaborating, they speculate on the possibility of escaping. The young man broadcasts their tale, pointing out system irregularities where unseen functions sporadically emerge, hinting these could be the key to unlocking the bunker. Surprisingly, an athlete joins the dialogue, content with her situation since it allows her autonomy over her daily activities. She says goodbye to her newfound friends, choosing to focus on self-care. Later, the young man and the woman go through the peculiar items sent by fellow bloggers, finding encouragement from some. He reconnects with the athlete, who shares her secret to thriving, the importance of bringing joy to others, a valuable currency in their world. Misfortune can be found in every corner, but so can happiness. It ultimately comes down to an individual's choice. She encourages him to take a breath alongside her. As the woman joins in, she carefully analyzes the unfamiliar functions that are sent her way. It's fascinating how someone can control the ventilation and even move the walls. She believes that these are separate rooms situated at varying distances. Therefore, it becomes necessary to construct a map of connections in order to dismantle them. However, not everyone wants to dismantle this world. The young man pleads for patience and asks not to rush things. Suddenly, the woman grabs a pair of scissors and cuts her hair, explaining it as a diversion for the creators of the bunker. If they don't react to their dangerous conversation, perhaps they can be distracted by certain actions. Later on, the young man begins to deal with all the numbers in a sequential manner and discovers a beginner, just like he once was. At night, he joins an athlete who urges everyone to embrace happiness in the present moment and not attempt to destroy reality. A dispute arises between the women, with the athlete accusing the woman of violence against others, while she expresses the belief that the athlete is their kidnapper. The young man fears that if nothing works out, he will be left without an audience. And what will he do then? However, later on, he still goes live and asks to see how many people are standing with him. The number of votes now reaches several million, filling him with delight. The athlete is outraged by this turn of events. The young man outshined her in terms of channel reputation and now insists on putting an end to all of this. A true conflict arises between the two women. The athlete demands that others stop exerting influence on the system, while the woman pleads for them to intensify their efforts. Suddenly, the woman's room bursts into flames and a heavy rainfall floods her rival's room. Helplessly, the young man watches as both of his friends die. Tears stream down his face when a door unexpectedly opens behind him, revealing a bright and sunny day. In disbelief, he cautiously approaches the brink, but then his monitor springs back to life, causing him to question everything. He returns to the screen and passionately exclaims that they have succeeded. Together, there is nothing they cannot accomplish. However, as he celebrates, The door slowly closes. Lost in thought, he resumes playing his role. As the number of votes and donations on his monitor rapidly increases, one can witness the stages of his immersion into the online world. When a device becomes the intermediary between one's personality and others, it becomes a tale of a life filled with good intentions and talents, but ultimately wasted in the pursuit of validation through likes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more movie recaps. Thank you for watching.